Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. If you're joining for the very first time, my name is Kim Dent. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for 23 years. I live in Maryland Heights, Missouri, and I love teaching stampers and crafters how to make quick and easy and adorable greeting cards. If you found me on my YouTube channel, Stamping with Kim Dent, please say hello. And also, if you would be so kind to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in tonight. If you're popping in live, please say hello. Or if you're watching on the replay, please comment #replay so that I know that you watched. I have another sweet card. I want to call it a Christmas card, but it also could be just a winter card or a winter birthday card with a different verse on the inside. But before we get started, I forget, I've got to sync my laptop, so give me just a second. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I hope you all have had a great weekend. Today, we had our annual turkey supper at Zion Lutheran Church. And so it was a huge success. I think the beautiful weather played a big part of it. And also we've been doing it for so many years that the community looks forward to it. So it's like a traditional Thanksgiving meal with all of the fixings and desserts. So Rick and I brought ours home. We did carry-outs. And so my home right now smells like Thanksgiving. I'm hungry. Can you tell? Hello, everyone. And yesterday was a fun day for me. I participated in a virtual conference that Stampin' Up! Put on called Backstage. So it was actually Friday and Saturday, half day Friday, half day Saturday. And I learned all sorts of new things. So I'll be sharing those with you throughout the coming months. Lots of new tips and techniques and fun things that are in the works with Stampin' Up! So hold on just 1 minute. There I am. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I had my mic turned up from yesterday, my volume. Hello, everyone. Oh, there, I see the comments now. Hello, hello. Hello, Joanna. Hello, Jill. Hello, Mary and Valerie and Mary Hasna. Who else did I miss? Who popped in first? Jan and Sandy. Hi, everyone. All right. Before I get started, I got to flip my camera around, and then I want to tell you this is a sale that Stampin' Up! Just announced. I just posted it on our Facebook page, Stamping with Kim Dent. Hold on just a second. I am very excited about this promotion that starts on Wednesday. And, oops, sorry about the glare, everyone. And the shadows. Here, I'll pull this up. So Stampin' Up! Just announced that this Wednesday, November 13th, then the 14th and the 15th, this sale is amazing. So it's called a seasonal, seasonal sale. You can get 20% off all the bundles, 20% off of the designer series paper, or if you're not familiar with that term, that is what Stampin' Up! Calls scrapbook paper, 10% off cardstock, 10% off ink. So the only exclusions are we're still carrying on a few of the products that are close to my heart. They've joined with us. And so if you see on the website, if you're interested at my online store, anything that's close to my heart, that those inks and cardstock, theirs are not 20% or whatever, the 10% off of theirs. So, but for all the rest of it, oh, this is so good. 20%. And for the girls on my team, oh my goodness, we also get to add in our 20 or 25% discount on top of all of that. So if you're thinking also about Stampin' Up! Or if your wish list is really long, oh my goodness. Do you see why I love what I do? So we get that discount on top of those sale prices. So get your wish list ready. If you are not familiar with placing your orders online, that's okay. You just need to contact me let's see. I would appreciate it if you would contact me on Wednesday or Thursday. Friday, I have my monthly stamp classes at Zion Lutheran. We still have plenty of spaces. Friday, it starts at 6 o'clock, Saturday morning at 9 a.m., or Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. We do 5 cards. This month, there's definitely Christmas or winter is in the air, so you'll be making those types of cards. The first time you come to one of my classes, you're absolutely free. I also gift everyone an annual catalog and a mini catalog. So if you're interested, please comment and I'll contact you and give you more of the details for my in-person classes that will take place this coming weekend. If this coming weekend is busy for you, I have classes in December, so on the 13th and the 14th of December. I have classes every single month, but I'm just throwing out the dates for you for December. I don't have January in my brain yet, but we've got plenty of time for that. So if you're interested in a fun evening, morning, or afternoon of making some sweet and simple and adorable greeting cards, please contact me. I would love it if you join my classes. All right, this is the card that we're going to be making tonight. There's 2 versions actually. This is the, oh my goodness, Snowy Wonder. Here, I need to pull the catalog out. This is Snowy Wonder, and on this card you can see I cut out the images with the DSP. This one I stamped them with the stamp. So, but for tonight, this is the one that I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to give you some tips and tricks about this one. This actually, here, I forgot to tell you this. This is a fun fold card. This is called a book binding. So you can see right here, the traditional book bind is like that, but this is called a book binding easel card. I love to share this fun fold with people who like to give cards that can be displayed, and you can see how sweetly that sits like on your mantle or on a desk, like if you were giving it to a coworker. So I love this fold. This fold was shared with me a while ago. It is from Leanne Greff, and I think she lives in North Dakota. So she's a sweet demonstrator. All right, in your mini catalog, you will find all of the products that I'm using today on page 32 and 33 of the mini catalog, and there you can see the stamp set with the dies. We're going to use some of those teeny tiny little snowflakes, and then there's the DSP, which I'll show you a larger version in just a second. The DSP I love. It is fun because it's all sorts of colors. We're using this piece, which, isn't it interesting? I always think, how do Stampin' Up! Artists, how do they come up with these colors? Because I never would have put garden green in with pool party, and then you can see that light white background. But these darker snowflakes, that's garden green. And then this, I love these. Little images like this make me happy. So you could cut these out. All of these, this is the snow globe, and these are cloches. Help me out there. Hello, Kelly. Hello. Let's see. For my girls that are on my team, can anyone help Jan out? Do you know when the peppermint embellishments will be back in stock? Jan, I hope soon, because aren't they adorable? Those sweet little peppermint embellishments are stinking cute. So if one of the girls on my team who's watching tonight, if you by any chance know that date, will you comment with Jan Foss there? All right. So these could be cut out. These are so cute. Those little bitty images, the penguin. This is one of my favorite sheets because it's candy canes. And then there's a whole little village, and there's stamps that match this image and the mountains and the little trees. This is a miniature version. This one has the larger snow globes and cloches. I think cloche. Do you say cloche? Help me, Roberta. Is it cloche or cloche? Cloche. And then here we go. This one has the, I guess this is like Blush Bride or no, Petal Pink with the snowflakes. Again, how did they pick the colors? I love the little penguin, and there's thankfully there's a little stamp to match the single one right here. And then you can see I've cut these out. I've made a bunch of cards with the little one. This is the one that I laughed about since the very beginning. These little trees are in like pumpkin pie, and I don't get it, but I'm going with it. I love this side, so I don't know. Have to think about it. I'd have to think hard to make this side into a card. That one's not my favorite. This one is what we're using today, and you can see all those sweet little snowmen with those little trees. So for my scrapbooking friends, this, before it was all cut up, this would make a sweet snow scrapbook page. And then this sweet little plaid. And then this traditional Christmas with the mistletoe and berries. Cloche. Thanks, Roberta. And I love this one. Reminds me of wrapping paper. So there's our DSP. I always think it looks so much prettier in person than it does actually in the catalog. But it's cute in the catalog, but when you get your hands on it, it's even more adorable. Oh, girls, I wish I could help get rid of the shadows here. There, let's see if that helps. All right, for our kit, we're going to start with a pool party card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. And then to make it set up like that, to make it the easel card, we're going to score on the diagonal, or some people just fold it, but I like to score. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate that. So there's our card base. And then we need a piece of Lost Lagoon. This is 4 inches by 4 inches. We need a piece of the Snowy Scenes DSP. This is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then you need a piece of Lost Lagoon. This is going to be our frame for our little snowman. He's 3 by 3. A piece of basic white. This is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and that's what we're gonna stamp or some glue, put our pieces together. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then a teeny little piece of basic white, and that is 1 1/2 by 1 1/2, about the size of the little bitty Post-it, and that is for this snowflake right here. Aren't these snowflakes pretty also? I think they're so pretty. I mean, most snowflakes are, but oh, I love that one. All right, then you need a piece of the Snowy Scenes DSP. This is for the book binding edge. This is 1 by 4. For the inside of your card, you're going to need a piece of basic white, 4 by 4. And then, let's see, you need a piece. There's that little snowman we're going to use, and there's the tree that we're going to cut out. So take a picture, and we will get started. I'm going to show you first how to score on the diagonal. So this is kind of hard to see, but here, 4 1/4 by 11, score at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2, which I already did. So you can see those right here. Actually, we'll put them like that. And then I'm going to bring in my trimmer. My trimmer, which also has a scoring blade. And there's my score line right there. So let's see if you can This is what makes it like just a bookbind card, which this card would make it would just make a really sweet, adorable bookbinding card also. I'd probably add like maybe the DSP with maybe some ribbon right there. That's what I usually do with a bookbind card. But for this one, to make it the easel card, I'm going to score it from this point down into this corner right here. So let's see if I can position yeah, it looks like I'm in the camera frame. So the main thing I need to remember is, do you all see this blade right here? That's my cutting blade. So I'm going to scoop that all the way to the end. And then I'm going to take the very point of that cardstock. Do you see it right there? And it's in the, what's the word? The channel? Is that the right word? I want to make sure it's right in here where that trimmer blade is going to hit. So I'm going to put it right there. And then I'm going to position this bottom part, which is right here. And I want to try to hit that score line. So actually, this is another tip. I had a stamper reach out to me, and she said sometimes when you cut or you score, I would say I would take the blade and go this direction. But she said, but sometimes if you do that, if you hit it wrong, that tiny little corner, it will crimp up this corner. So she said, Kim, I'd pick it up and I'd put my scoring blade or cutter, if I wanted to cut this, and she starts in the middle. So that's when I'm going to start. I'm going to do that today. So do you see how it is? And I'm going to go up and then down. Oh, and I went too far. Shoot. Here we go. Forget that I went there. You want to go to right here. I should have stopped right there, girls, but I think we're going to be okay because I'm going to cover that up and glue it down. So I went from, the correct way is to go from here. Oh, no, that's not right. Oh, here we go. I got a spare part over here. Hold on, girls. This is how you can tell it's live. That's what we call it. Okay, I've got a fresh piece. 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to, thank you. Groove, thank you. Thanks, Jill. Okay, here we go. We're going to score it at 4 1/4. So I hope I'm in the camera. That's down here. I'm looking, this is where my measurements are. I've got my cutting blade out of the way, and I'm going to go like that, 4 1/4, and then I'm going to go 5 1/2. Glad I had this spare piece of cardstock. Okay. All right, so I've got my bookbinding fold. All right, the correct thing is I want to go from here to here, not all the way across like I just did. Let's try this again. I'm going to pull my scoring blade, and I only want to go to right there. I have made a couple of these. Oh, get the trimmer blade out of the way, because that would be what I do next. All right. Now I'm nervous. Oh, and I didn't do the trick. All right. It's okay. It's working. There we go. I hope you can see it. It's hard because it's such light cardstock, but there I went from this outer point right here just to the score mark right here. Don't go all the way across. There we go. In the groove. Okay, let me set this down. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' seal. You could also use tear and tape. And I'm going to go like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my little 1 inch by 4 inch piece of DSP. And center that. And then I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to build my my little scene here. So I'm going to take the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece of basic white and I'm going to bring in Pool Party, and I'm going to bring in a blending brush, and we're just going to add a little bit of sky to this, little bit of Pool Party to this piece, just so it's not plain white. So Pool Party is your color. And for my blending brush, this is how I like to hold it. It just keeps that steady. Now, when you're doing ink blending, the one thing that you want to remember is you never want to go directly onto the cardstock. You always start off on your grid paper or scrapbook paper. And if you're making a bunch of these, it's a good idea to have a well-inked ink pad. My ink, I can tell this is kind of dry, so we're just going to start, and I'm going to probably have to add a couple layers, but always start on the grid and then work your way on the grid or the scrap paper, and then work your way in. You can get it as light or as dark as you want it. That's ink blending. Just a nice little way to add some color. And then I'm going to bring in Lost Lagoon, and we're going to put Let It Snow on it. So Let It Snow is from the Snowy Wonder stamp set. Let me pull this down just a smidge. I feel like I'm running into this thing right here. And I'm going to put that, I'm using my glass mat, but you could also use your grid paper. Try to get it as straight as possible. And that looks good. I just inked. Some people ask me, they're like, why does, like at my stamp classes, they'll say, why does this one look different than this one? And the answer is, this one I just inked up that ink pad. So it'll dry a little bit lighter, but that's why sometimes you get different tones if you use a fully, you know, a juicy ink pad compared to one that's dry like that Pool Party. All right, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring in Wink of Stella. And for our snow, we're going to add just some snow down on the bottom that's going to be cute and sparkly. And the next thing we're going to do is, I'm going to set this to the side because I'll probably use that again. I'm going to bring in my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And got to grab my little snowman that I cut out of the DSP, which is right here. And then there's lovely coordinating dies. So I'm going to lay them on there, and then I'm going to position my little die right on top. Now, if you look closely at the DSP, there's snowmen with earmuffs, and there's snowmen with like a top hat. Those you would have to fussy cut with your paper snips, with your scissors. Oops. Otherwise, this die would cut off the earmuffs and the top hat. So that's okay. I did that too. They're so stinking cute. If you love snowmen, isn't that adorable? Oh my goodness. Set that to the side. And then there's even a die for, this is the big tree. So I have fun because once I get down here, and I get the card created, I just can craft away like I don't want to stop. So I made a couple of these this afternoon. I actually think I'm doing all right as far as my Christmas cards this year. I'm ahead of the ball game, which is fun. Okay, there's my tree. That's the tallest tree that's in the DSP. Hi, Patty. I'll set that over there. So if you like using the DSP, or some of you might prefer like stamping it, and I'll talk about that, or like when I run out of this DSP, I'm going to have to stamp them, which is okay. But it is also fun, especially when you have multiple images. There I've saved a little time by putting the dimensionals on the back. All right, we're going to take our snowman, our snow person, and let's get his little arms on there, and then his the little tree. Where's my? Here it is. Oh, got a little blob of glue. Just going to add a smidge of glue. Isn't this cute? All right, and then because in that same suite, these adorable little snowflakes, they're called the white loose snowflakes, and there's a bajillion of them. So I'm going to bring in, they don't have adhesive on them, so I'm going to use you can use your Tombow glue or whatever. The nice part about this little precision glue gun is that there's a tiny little tip. So I'm just going to add, usually my deal is I add 3 of everything, but I think because I've got so many, we're going to add like, let's say 7. Because I think these little snowflakes just make it. All right, and then I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool and just see how nicely that, oops, I got 2 of them. There we go. I do have to kind of use my fingernail to hold it down. And then there's teeny tiny little ones. So you've heard me say it before. This, when you're card making, especially if you're making a special card for someone, it's all about the tiny little details. And these snowflakes, these teeny tiny little snowflakes, that's what it's all about, the tiny little details. Let's see if we can get... Look how fast that makes it so easy. Oops. So all about the details. Isn't that cute? All right. Then this piece, this was 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. It's going to get layered onto the piece of Lost Lagoon that is 3 by 3. And let's see, I'm just going to put a little in the middle. Center that. And then here's my big piece of 4 by 4 Lost Lagoon. This is going to get the 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 piece. We're going to glue this down to the middle. All right, this is the one thing you have to remember when you're making the easel card. Because I want it to bend and sit like that, when I put my adhesive down, it's only going to go on this bottom section. And remember, that layer is not as large as this. So you don't want to go all the way to the edge with whatever kind of adhesive you're using. So at first I was kind of like, oh, do you see how that kind of pops up? But I'm okay with that. After a little bit, I was like, no, it's cute. It's a cute card. I can see giving this to, you know, my friends who might want to set this like on their mantle or on their desk at work. So it just puts a little smile on your face. So the last part of this is the basic white inside. And I'm going to bring in a verse actually this is from Merriest Trees, and this is in the online store. This was a carryover stamp set, and it also has a set of coordinating dies, but I wanted something that was kind of long like this verse, long and skinny. So this one says, hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season. This is also a cute one. We wish you a Merry Christmas. So I'm going to use, which kind of sounds funny, but I'm going to pull in the garden green that's in the DSP. I'm going to use garden green for my verse. And ink that up. And then I'm going to decorate the inside with those adorable little snowflakes. So there's 2 teeny tiny little snowflakes, which I love. There's this big, beautiful, intricate one, but I'm going to use these 2. So I'm going to pull in Pool Party. And we're just going to decorate this all up. And we're going to look at how teeny that is. So adorable. I'm going to make sure I'm hitting the ink. The other tip, girls, I want you to know, like when you're stamping with teeny stamps like that, you know, make sure, like if you get in a hurry, make sure when you just like ink it up and stamp it, don't pull it away too fast, even though we might, you know, be in the rush to get it finished, because what will happen is we'll pull that stamp away, or with a big stamp also. Take your time when you're stamping, because you have to remember that ink from the stamp has to transfer to the cardstock, and if you pull it away really fast, you're not going to get a complete image. I'm going to close that up, and now the last little thing that makes it an easel card is that we're going to take that little 1.5 by 1.5 inch piece of white cardstock. Where is it? Is it over here? Yep, here it is. This little piece, and we're going to bring in, I think, the prettiest of all the 3 snowflakes. This one is my favorite. And there you go. I just love it. I just love that. I love that snowflake. All right. For the sake of time, I have already cut one out with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And you need to pop it up on a dimensional, because that's what's going to help position that front flap open if they want to set it. So I'm going to just position this right here. Oh, and then you know what I did? I also had I put one snowflake in the middle of it. So right in the middle, little glue dot. And bring in the Take Your Pick tool. Oops. Oop, oop, oop. adorable? Let me close this up and then I'll show you. Now, if you're making a bunch of these, like, you want to make sure this layer, this 4x4 layer, is like how I glued that on, and can you see how it's only glued on half of it? Make sure that's completely dry if you're using a liquid glue, but oops, make sure your little snowflake's dry. There you go. Dun da da dum. There it is. I want to share just a few things about the stamping. When the original card that I made with this little snowman, I stamped it in Memento, and I just wasn't, I mean, he's an adorable little snowman, but I just wasn't, I don't know, I felt like he was off. So my next one, I stamped this one in basic gray. I like it a little bit better. So it just seems like this basic Memento black. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but it looks so hard. It looks a lot harder or harsh than this one. So you can play around with different colors, and this one I just thought was more like pleasing to the eye. Also on the when I stamped the snowman, I wanted to share with you, I stamped him, and then I put, this is a mask that I've had for a while, since I got the stamp set. This is made with our masking paper. It's like a Post-it note, and I just stamped, you can see, stamped the image, and then cut it out. And I laid this, after I'd stamped him, on top, and then I did the blending brush, because I didn't want him to be blue on the inside. And then you can see, I think you can see, I put Wink of Stella in him. Oh, and I just used, for his nose, to make his little carrot nose, I used just the pumpkin pie Stampin' Write marker. So Wink of Stella makes it, those little snowflakes make it. And yes, Valerie, don't forget to decorate your envelopes with those adorable, either the snowmen or the snowflake. But I really like the way this turned out. I hope you did too. So there you go. There you go. All right, let me flip this around. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you have any questions about any of the products that I used tonight, please don't hesitate to give me a call or text or leave a comment. I read all of those. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, same thing. Just leave a comment if you're not sure about how I did something, or you were interested in ordering something that I used tonight. Just let me know and I'll get in contact with you. Get your wish list ready for that seasonal sale that starts. If you joined us after the very beginning, I talked about there is a seasonal sale that's starting on Wednesday the 13th, and it's Wednesday the 13th, 14th, and 15th. And I lost my little, let's see if I can find it. Oop. Bundles are 20%. Designer series paper, the scrapbook paper, is 20% off. Cardstock is 10% off, and the inks are 10% off. So great savings. It's time, if you've got colors or cardstock that's low, now's a great time to stock up. So have a wonderful week, everyone. God's blessings. Bye-bye.